Hello and welcome on this episode on CricExpress as well as Nothing But Cricket. This is me, Vivek, and with me is Ganesh. And Ganesh has a cricket academy in Chennai. He is with the bright young minds and the future of cricket in the southern part of India. I am in Dubai, which is another part of the world, but this is also a cricket crazy place. So we are all crazy about cricket. And we are going to talk about some very interesting things about youngsters, right, Ganesh, since you work with youngsters, right?
Yeah, nice to join with you and have this conversation right now. As of now, I've been having a cricket academy in Chennai for more than 140 students. So right now, I know what is happening in academies in Chennai and Tamil Nadu in South India. So how the cricket is evolving and how the students are taking up their career.
Yeah.
So mostly I want to discuss about it and let's go get
Yeah, let's do that.
yeah.
I mean, because you see, the cricket is now changed a lot. I mean, I used to play a long time ago. So in our times, things were very different. You know, we used to start in batting with this 1, 2, 3. So back left, take the front foot forward and defend. So we used to start with this very basic. But I see children today don't start with that. They start with swinging the bat because you learn the swing first, and then you learn to defend. In our times, we used to learn to defend first, and then we used to learn to swing. So I think things have changed a lot. And with youngsters, they're learning to swing. If they have a good bat swing, they have a good future in cricket, especially because of the shorter formats, right?
Yeah, not so long ago. Even I played, I don't know, actively before 5 to 6 years. So even then, it was not this much, rapid. But nowadays, people are very, having very less time span of concentration. So that even as a viewer, you are not able to focus on a game for more than 20 overs. So our social media and all the social engineering is also making us to lessen our attention span. So
Yes.
everything is getting shorter and shorter, and the game is also evolving in such a way. So most of the players, as you said, starting to watch IPL in their early age, and they want to learn from the players who are playing in IPL, and they are
Yeah.
starting to Surya Kumar Yadav, Patirana, all the new players have been a new. I mean, very inspiring to the young players, and they are trying to copy the players and trying to implement in the nets as well. So
Yes.
it's been a different era of cricket recently. I mean, after post COVID, it's been a lot different because the attention
Hmm.
spans are much lesser than before. What do you think about it?
I agree with you, Ganesh, because see, I believe there are more fans of Surya Kumar Yadav than there are of Cheteshwar Pujara. You know, let's face it. Both of them are great cricketers. Both of them are masters in their field, but somehow, you know, Surya Kumar Yadav, the 360 kind of cricket that he brings on has become more and more, what do you say, attractive for children of today. And I think that's what it is. And I also believe when they start playing cricket, people are now starting to play to start early, because earlier days, you know, at the age of maybe about 11 or 12 is when they would go to an academy and start. But I believe now, even at the age of 5, 6, 7, on social media, you see videos of 7 years old, 6 year olds. They are middling the ball and playing straight with a very technical way. So I think people have realized that starting early is good, which in a way is good, because then you can get your first break quite easy. And then also there's so much of competition. So the late you are, the more difficult it becomes.
Yeah. So starting at the right age matters, and starting at the right age with the right platform also matters. Though the format has been changed, the basics are still the same.
Right.
So when you start playing the game, you have to stick to the basics, and then you have to
Hmm.
develop one by one. But because of this, okay, because of this over exaggeration of T20 formats and the
Hmm.
players, the fame, players are, I mean, the new young minds are not focusing on the skills rather than, the fame and the shots which they play in the shorter formats. This is the biggest problem, because the selection process, the matches which they play to get into that, IPL or TNPL in Tamil Nadu,
Yes.
or first division games, are longer format games. but people are watching T20 games, people are playing T20 games. When it comes to
Yes.
long formats, they are not able to deliver. So starting at the right age and practicing in the right format will definitely help to properly face their career in the right direction. If not, they'll watch and learn T20 format, but the selections will be in 50 overs and 3-day matches. So
Yes.
there is a great gap between that. Somehow they have to bridge that, which was very difficult in the later, when they become
Right.
15 or 16-year-old. It is very difficult for them to bridge that gap. But when they start in a young age, they'll be able to focus on the basics, the front foot, back foot, the waiting till the ball comes. So
Yeah.
everything they can master in the young age, and they can be very well versed with the basics. So that when it comes to switching on to the shorter format games, it will be easy for them. But if they start in 15 or 16 years, it's very difficult as a coach, as a student,
Yeah.
to learn or to mold them into the basics won't be strong. They want to swing the bat hard. They want to get runs. It will be very,
Yeah.
difficult for a coach and a player as well.
Yes, I agree with you. And and you work with so many youngsters, and they come to you for learning. Some of them, if they have some mistakes or if there are certain flaws in the technique that they have at a younger age, it's easier to correct. And also, I believe, and since you are coaching youngsters, and I also, happen to know a few coaches who are friends, what they tell me is that now they don't work as much on perfecting the technique. They want to make sure with the current technique what best you can do rather than changing the technique of youngsters. So, for example, Bumrah. Now, Jasprit Bumrah doesn't have the ideal bowling action. He has a flawed action. But if he went to a coach at a younger age and the coach wanted to change his action, then we will not see Jasprit Bumrah that we are seeing today. We see Jasprit Bumrah today, and he plays for the country because of the action that he has, and he gets some additional advantage out of that action. Of course, it is an injury-prone action, and we know that he is coming back from an injury. But the coaches work around the current action or the current batting technique and make the best use of what you have rather than trying to change it from the beginning. What do you think?
True. After a certain age, we can't, change the action or change the batting technique of a player, because when a player is 9 or 8 year old, recently I had a youngster coming from US. I had a personal training session, so I was able to correct his, mistakes. He had a very poor back lift, and the bat flow was not good, and he was doing two hops while bowling. So
Mhm.
all these mistakes I was able to rectify within 1 month of time, because he doesn't know, like, where even if he bowls bad balls, he don't think bad about himself. He does whatever I tell him to do. So
Mhm.
he just focus on the corrections rather than the results. But when it
Yeah.
comes to and the muscle memory, that is also significant
Yes.
for a young cricketer, for a 8 or 9 year old. The muscle memory is not that, they haven't created much muscle memory, so it is very easy for a coach to change it. But when it
Yeah.
comes to 15 or 16-year-old or 18-year-old, they have already played cricket for enough time, and they have created muscle memory, which is not easy to change. And
Yes.
the other problem is when we make some correction, they are trying to change, but if the ball goes wide, if they are not able to connect the ball properly while they are batting, they get disappointed, and
Mhm.
slowly they think that they are not playing well, and the correction doesn't work for them. So somehow they are very, resistant towards the correction, and they are not able to correct. Either they'll be focusing on the result, or it is very difficult as a, person to make that correction. So two big issues are there when a player starts
Yeah.
late, I mean after 15 or 16 years of age.
And what would you say? It's an interesting question which is coming to my mind. I was speaking to a former India player. He actually played for Tamil Nadu for a long time. Robin Singh. He was earlier coaching the UAE cricket team. So I was talking to him about coaching because he was coaching the national team of UAE. And there's one thing very interesting that he said, and I want to ask you the same thing. The pressure that the parents have on the kids nowadays. So he was laughing and he was saying we have to do more coaching of the parents than we have to do for the kids, because parents have too much expectation and they are getting too much upset if the child is not performing. They are getting very, very restless about the performance of the children. So is that the case as well in Chennai and India as well?
Yeah, definitely. The expectations are very high because the competition of in Tamil Nadu and Chennai is very high. Parents can expect whatever they want, but it should not affect the students, right? But most of the parents doesn't stop with the expectations. They push their kids. They'll make them practice 5 to 6 hours a day. They'll expect results every match. Cricket is not a sport where you can go and hit 100 every match. One match you'll be able to score runs. Other match, if a bowler is going to bowl well, you'll not be able to score runs. That's how cricket is. And the more the player is mentally strong, he'll be able to deliver more. That is how cricket has been. But it's difficult to train parents that wait for the results and work on the kids' mindset and all. They'll not do that. They'll just expect the runs and wickets, and they'll put pressure on the kids. It's the same story in Chennai as well.
Yeah. Because I remember the conversation we had was more on enjoying the cricket. More of about passion for the game. Let them enjoy the game. Let them have passion for the game. Don't worry too much about performance. Sometimes you have great performance. Sometimes you have not so great performance, and it's okay. As long as you have passion for the game, you love the game, you love playing cricket, things will turn out. And if they don't turn out, they don't turn out. But at least have don't lose the love and passion for the game under the pressure and stress of performing.
Yeah, if the player is good, if the player is good and if he's going to enjoy the game, definitely there'll be result. If the player is not good, at least he can enjoy the game and try to give best, right? Instead of worrying. Already the player is having a lot of pressure about selections, future, everything. If the parents also join in the line, then the player won't deliver.
I agree with you. Fully, I agree with you. So some of the kids progress faster. Some of the kids don't progress that fast because everyone is not equal. So what do you think? Why do some kids would progress fast? Why would they have a better, let's say, progress, or why would they have better results in a shorter time and others struggle for a longer time to get the same results?
It's same as academics. Some kids used to grasp the concept very quickly. When we tell about a technique, if the kids understand the technique in depth, and if the kid understands what the coaches want from him, he'll be able to adjust himself or herself and try to deliver it. But if we tell a technique and if the player is not able to grasp it properly and not understand what I'm expecting, and there'll be some gap from the expectation and the reality. And the other thing is physically also each body is different, and some people can have faster reflex, some people can have slower reflex. In time they can improve, but we can't expect from same reflex or same muscle memory from every player in the when they are starting cricket. When they progress, when they improve in their fitness, they can improve, but we can't expect the same from every player. So these two factors, mainly the grasping and the physical fitness and reflexes, corresponds to the pace of growth.
Yeah. And also I feel after once they start practicing and playing, it becomes clear whether this kid can be an all format player for 20 overs, 50 overs and days, or this kid can only do the days games and cannot do the one day or the 50 overs as well as 20 overs or the shorter format, whether it's a bowler or a batsman. Some of them might have a more liking to the red ball than the white ball when it comes to bowling and swinging the ball. So I think with time, it's not also necessary that each kid should play all three formats. For children to realize, some of them, yes, some of them can be a Virat Kohli or a Rohit Sharma playing all three formats, but some of them might only be suitable, like Surya Kumar Yadav, for the white ball, and maybe not. Maybe as of now, his critics say he's suitable only for T20, not even 50 overs. But we're hoping that he will score in 50 overs. So yeah, some of them are useful, are responding well to both formats, all the three formats, and some of them are responding only to one format more. So early in their career, early in their days, if they are able to decide whether I want to be a three format player or I only want to be a white ball player or a shorter format player, I think that also would be useful, no?
Yeah, I think it's not up to the player. It's their approach, right? A coach will be able to identify whether the player is aggressive or passive, or whether they can handle both. So I've seen many players who can be aggressive and not
Right.
passive, or some players will be passive and not aggressive. Handling both these things are very difficult, and
Hmm.
I've seen very less players doing that properly. And we should not force all the players to play in all formats. It's not healthy as well. And I don't think players will be able to identify themselves like I'm going to be aggressive this match and I'm going to be passive this match. It's basically, their approach towards game, not only game, their approach towards everything. If a person is going to be thinking rapidly and taking decisions quickly and
Right.
aggressive in every aspect of life, then he's going to be an aggressive player. If he's going
Yeah.
to be quiet, calm, he's going to be composed and observe everything, he's going to be a longer format player.
Yes.
It's not only in cricket, it's going to be it is everything they does in life. It depends on that.
Yeah. Yes, absolutely. And I think the mental aspect is the last thing that I wanted to quickly talk about, because one is to develop the skill of the game, and the other is to develop yourself mentally. And you mentioned it, mentally being tough. To develop yourself mentally, to have self-belief, to have self-confidence in creating a success in the cricket. I remember I once met Arvinda De Silva. He was an ex-Sri Lankan player. And he said the difference between an average player and a great player is self-belief. The great player thinks that there are 20 runs left in the last over and I can get it. So that is a great player because he thinks whether he will do it or not is a different story. But at least he believes that he can make it happen. So it is all about self-belief. And I think for youngsters, they need not lose heart very soon. One or two bad performances is fine. 5, 7 bad performances is fine. No need to lose heart. Be mentally strong, be mentally tough, and believe in yourself. Even if the circumstances are not with you and circumstances are against you, never mind. Keep believing in yourself and ultimately you will deliver. That's what I wanted to say in the end about the mental part of the game.
Same, yeah. We should not, as a coach, as a parent, we should not push our expectations on them. We should let them freely play their game and deliver whatever they want to do, and
Yeah.
rather than putting our expectations on them. If they are going to be mentally strong and if they are going to be focusing on the game and enjoying the game, they'll deliver, obviously. If they are
Yes.
going to focus on the external factors, which is going to happen after the match, if I'm not going to play well, if I'm not going to deliver what my coach or my parent is going to expect, then the player will not deliver the required performance. So
Exactly.
at the end of the day, mental strength is the ultimate thing which is necessary for a cricketer to shine. A lot of
Yes.
players play cricket nowadays, so that is the significant factor that defines a cricketer. If he's going to
Yes.
be a great cricketer, he'll be mentally strong, obviously. Many players don't have great skills. We can name many players in India as well, in Indian
Yeah.
cricket team as well, but they are at that level because they are powerful and furious when it comes to playing a game. They are very mentally strong and they want to win, they want to perform well, they want to deliver for the team. So
Yes.
that's why they are there in the top.
Yes.
Skills and all secondary. Main thing
Yeah,
is
Ravi Chandran, R. Ashwin, for example, Anil Kumble, for example, they are fighters. They are mentally very, very tough, and they want to fight and win the game. They will not let the game lose, and they will not let the game slip away from their hands. So I think it's skills plus mental toughness, both together, with a positive attitude, love for the game, enjoy the passion, and that's the most important part. Love what you're doing, enjoy playing cricket, and then work on your skills as well side by side. Being under pressure, thinking too much, stressing too much, that doesn't lead you anywhere, right?
true.
So
Yeah.
great. I think it was a great discussion, Ganesh, and I'm sure the youngsters and kids who are, and even their parents will learn something from our discussion today. I'm sure this will be useful, and continue to watch Nothing But Cricket as well as CricExpress. These are two channels which bring you some great stuff on cricket, both for youngsters as well as for grown-ups, match analysis as well as some knowledge. So continue being with us, and we enjoyed talking to you all today thoroughly.
Likewise, same to you. Nice talking to you. We'll do this
Thanks.
often.
Yeah, we'll do it again, Ganesh.
Yeah.
We'll do it again. All right. See you. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you.